Nobody. Keisel with 1.8 and a chance to take the lead. All tied at 72. Keisel's free throw is good. Middlebury leads by 1.8 seconds remaining.
Can't foul here.
Inbound Pounds comes to work. Work with the heave at the buzzer. No good. The Panthers have punched their ticket to Salem, Virginia. Huge shots by Joey Keisel as he has stormed the center court.
Welcome to the good life.
Certainly these seniors' last home game of their careers. And I mean, it's hard right here to take a step back from the trees and see the forest, but they have come so far in their careers. 103 wins, 13 losses. Only one senior class in all of Division III basketball has fewer losses than Jake Wolfen, Nolan Thompson, and Cedar Lynn.
I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky. I go for mine, I get to shine. Now throw your hands up in the sky.
Sierra looking down the field, makes a dangerous throw. That's picked there by Crimmins, and Crimmins is going to take it in the end zone. Touchdown, Middlebury.
Hey, hey, hey.
Good morning, Middlebury College. You're listening to WRMC 91.1 Middlebury College Radio. This is Damon Hathaway, Jeff Hetzel, Panther Nation Radio, joined today by three members of the sophomore class of the Middlebury basketball team, Matt Daley, Connor Huff, and Henry Pendergast. Thank you guys for joining us. Just a quick technical note. We're working with one mic between the five of us, so there may be some undue pauses. Bear with us, and we'll get this on we'll get the show on the road.
Start off, guys, can you just talk about how your summers have been, what you've each been able to work on, and kind of what you're looking to do heading into this year?
Well, this summer, I'm Connor Huff, number 10. I'm a sophomore. Over the summer, I had to work on my...
The collegiate high school?
I went to the collegiate high school. It's an all-boys school in Manhattan, New York City. But over the summer, I had to work on a lot of things. I had to work on my quickness. I had to work on my ball handling, and that's exactly what I did. I played in the league with a bunch of other Middlebury basketball players, and it's called the New York Urban Professional League. And so about once or twice a week, we got together, played some ball, did some work, had a good time, and just kind of like got back in sync. And we played with like recent graduates, Jake Wolfen and Nolan Thompson, and it was really good to see them. And so quickness and ball handling is what I worked on over the summer. I'll turn it to Daley.
My name's Matt Daley. This summer I mainly worked on like strength and ball handling skills and shooting. But the majority of my time was focused on really just strength and putting on a little weight, getting ready for the season.
I'm trying to get over it. My name's Henry Pendergast. I'm a point guard, number 13. This summer I worked mostly on just improving my shot consistency. Just tried to get as many makes in as I could. Also, just try to improve my defense and keep my just athleticism and stuff up. But the main focus for me was just getting more consistent, being able to hit open threes when I'm past the ball and stuff like that. So that was the focus.
Henry, I think Coach Alex Pope, formerly the top assistant coach here, who's now at Holy Cross, he said that you were down at Holy Cross for a week this summer, and Matt, that you went down there as well. Is that right?
I skipped out.
Yeah, actually, it was a day camp for kids, probably middle school age kids, and I worked there. It was just 1 week, and I also. Another kid that was working there was Aaron David, who won rookie of the year for the NUMAC, right? Yeah, he's a great player. So it was really cool. Pope worked us out every day after that. I got to play a lot with Aaron, go one-on-one with him. We did a lot of lifting and just got a lot of shots up together. And there was like a couple other guys. One guy from Andy, I forgot his last name, but he plays at Bryant. He's a big guy, and it was pretty fun. It was cool that we got to work out in front of all the kids and stuff too, which was fun for us and them also.
Coach Pope has called you guys the Big Four because he says each of you brings something different to the floor. How do you guys, as a class, how have you interacted? How have you guys played together? What strengths do you guys see in one another that you like to play off of?
I feel like our class has a lot to bring to the table. Like Coach Pope said, like you just mentioned, yeah, we're very different players. I'm a bigger 2-3. I kind of crash the boards. I like to be kind of physical, and I'm just larger for my position. But then again, I'm a little slower, so I have to work my quickness. I feel like Daley could step out, take big men out. He's quicker than a lot of big men in the league, and he can hit the shot too. Henry's a big point guard, and there's going to be a lot of mismatches with him. And Jerry's just a really physical guy down low, and so if you combine that and we get in the rhythm, we're gonna be tough to stop. I mean, we're just gonna be tough to stop.
We got all four of us are such different players. Like everybody has like completely different skill set. As far as athleticism, skill, step out, step in, who's taking on what matchups, and I think we're so close that like we complement each other so well on the court, and we just have such a good connection that I feel like when we get on the court together, it's gonna be fun to watch.
Yeah, just on top of that too, I think if you watched even parts of last year where we got to play, or just this preseason, there's a lot of things that we bring to the table. And I think if you watch certain guys play, it's pretty apparent. Daley's been able to just improve like a lot this summer, I think, and it's pretty obvious in preseason that he has. There's a lot of times where he's been able to take guys just off the dribble, and he's much, like Connor said, much quicker, and I think just more skilled than the average 6'8" NESCAC shooting power forward or whatever. So and same with Huff, being able to, like, if he's playing off guard and I'm bringing the ball up, a lot of times I've been able to he's been posting up and I've just been able to get him in the post, and he'll just do his thing, and it's a pretty easy, quick bucket there. And I think Jerry too, Jake Neidenberg, we call him Jerry because because Jake Wolfen was here last year, and there couldn't have been two Jakes. So anyway, yeah, now we have Jake Brown, so we're in the process of working out the whole nickname situation. But and yeah, Jerry's gotten much better too. If he's just running up and down consistently like he did the past few weeks, he's going to be a much better player from last year too, and you guys will see that.
Matt, Connor, and Henry just talked about your athleticism for a big guy. You're 6'8". You said you've been getting stronger this year. You have the size to play 5. Is there a position offensively and defensively that you're most comfortable at, or do you just think that you're a versatile big man who can play anywhere from like a big 3 to a athletic 5?
I don't really have a set position that I prefer, but I think I can play anything from the 3 to the 5 comfortably, and I prefer to not be like a back to basket player. Defensively, I'll cover anyone. It doesn't matter to me. But offensively, I mean, I prefer to be face up 4 or like a perimeter 3. But really, like, my game is just exploiting matchups, and depending on who's guarding me, like if I have a big, slow guy, I'd rather be on the perimeter and, driving and dishing or getting past him. And if I have a smaller guy, I'll take him in the post and, exploit that matchup.
Henry, you've played mostly point guard. They mentioned you as a point guard. Obviously, with Joey Keisel here and Jake Wolfen leaving, you'll probably play some as the primary ball handler, some off the ball. What do you like to do in those different positions? Where do you feel more comfortable?
I think I consider myself more of a point guard than an off guard. Even in high school, I played kind of the combo guard position just because that was what our offense did. But yeah, I mean, last year Jake Wolfen and Joey Keisel both kind of alternated bringing the ball up, and that's something that I'm definitely comfortable doing. I've this summer did a lot of ball handling stuff too, and I've just kind of prepared myself for that too. I hope that could be my role. I would feel comfortable being able to do that, and obviously, if we're gonna win like we did last year, we need to get Joey Keisel the ball on offense. So I'd have no problem, if that was my role and just being the facilitator. I mean, that's kind of always been my thing. So yeah, that's what I would do.
The freshman class is 4 guards, some of whom you'll probably be sharing the backcourt with in years to come. Have you gotten a chance to play with them, develop any chemistry with them? What are your first impression of those guys?
Yeah, the freshman class is definitely they're a good group of guys. I think 2 of them, Liam Naughton and Matt St. Amour, both off guards, definitely guys that are more comfortable shooting, and I would say that Jake Brown and Brian Jones are both guys that are trying to bring the ball up. But yeah, they even though they're all guards, they definitely bring different things to the table. I would say Brian is just a very, very fast-paced guy, and I think Jake is too. Jake is more comfortable, he's a guy that's just going to shoot a lot, and Matt and Liam are guys that are more spot-up guys too, but also can take it to the rack. So they're a good group of guys. We've spent a lot of time with them playing, obviously, this preseason, so it's gonna be fun.
Connor, last year it seemed like when we were at practice, it seemed like you went head-to-head a lot with Nolan, and you did a pretty good job holding your own. What was it like going up against a guy like Nolan, who was such a competitor in practice, and what did you learn from shadowing him maybe in practice?
It's a good question. Nolan. I went up against Nolan almost every single day, and as many of you know, Nolan's a really hard worker, and he puts in the extra hours. And he was a really good role model, really good example. His defense, to be completely honest, was extremely good. He never took any plays off. He'd hit you coming down the court. He knew how to hit you when no one was looking. I experienced that a lot. But no, it was great playing against him, and it helped me a lot develop as a player. Because coming in high school, I was kind of, based off the size of my high school, I had to play a larger role, in the sense I had to play a bigger role in the sense that I was a 4. And here, a 4 is more so Matt Daley's size, definitely not my size. And so I had to transition from being a low post guy to a perimeter guy, and that wasn't the easiest thing for me. And that's been working on. And so guarding Nolan, I would get burned in the beginning of the last season, just because Nolan was quicker and I wasn't used to guarding guys like him. And then towards the end of the season, I was able to definitely hold my own and push him around and hit him when no one was looking. And so it was good. It was a good turnoff. He taught me a lot. I taught him a lot, I feel. And it just contributed to our success last year.
Connor, your high school team, I think you won 3 state championships when you were on it. And you were voted the most clutch player in New York City, I think, at one point on a New York Post poll. Can you talk a little bit about your high school team and what the transition's been like from that winning program to Middlebury?
Sure. So, fun fact for you guys, I'm actually the only player in New York State history to win 4 state championships every single year that I was there. That's a fun fact, though. And I went to a very small high school in Manhattan, and it was an all-guys school, and my graduating class was around 40. And so being 6'4", 6'5", I was definitely one of the tallest kids on the team. And so I just kind of did whatever my coach needed me to do to win, and that was play a bigger position. And And so the way that I exposed myself as more like a guard was through AAU basketball, which came over the summer and through all these tournaments in Las Vegas and nationals in Florida and West Virginia. And that's where coaches saw me as like my true position, kind of. And it was a tough transition, and I'm still in the process of making it, but I'm definitely getting there, and I'm really excited about next year.
And Matt, you had some success at Fairfield Prep as well. How has your game changed since you graduated high school and now starting your sophomore season?
Yeah, we really weren't good until like my senior year, but we built the program, I feel like, and they've been really successful since we left. But like at Fairfield Prep, I was always the tallest kid, but I was more of a face-up player still, and I would stretch it out on the perimeter. But I mean, in high school, most of the teams we played against had, everyone was smaller, so it was tough to justify me like being out on the perimeter. But in AAU, like Connor, like I would play a smaller position. I would play small forward in AAU, and that's where I really developed my skill set. And I've always been a slasher, even in high school, even if I was inside, if I didn't have that much room to work with. But I was still always just a finisher, just going to the basket. And I've just had to really work on my ball handling skills here, and get shots up and just keep improving to make myself more of a rounded player, which I've always been.
Jeff and I have a friendly wager about the number of threes that you're going to make. We set the line at 25. Jeff took the over. I took the under. Who's going to win that bet?
We said it like last January after watching a practice. Maybe you guys can chime in on who's going to win that bet.
Well, let's just say he's lucky that I'm not in the bet, because I would make over 25 for sure. But I think I'll definitely take more than 25 threes. Nah, I think he'll make over 25, but definitely a lot of shot attempts.
I think I'm going over there too. He's definitely shown that he can make threes in the preseason. So maybe I have some information that Damon didn't. But yeah, I'm gonna go over there too.
What do you think?
I mean, I'm obviously going to go over.
Talk a little bit more about Jake Neidenberg, who's not here right now, the fourth member of your class. To me, Jake seems like, or Peter Lynch seems like a pretty good model of what Jake Neidenberg might become. Jake's a little bit bigger than Peter, but I mean, watching Jake in practice, it seemed like he came so far from where he was at the beginning of last year to where he was at the end as a finisher inside. Seems like he's got some of those Lynchian post moves, and he's got a sort of a natural quickness and good footwork that we saw with Peter's. Am I off base, or is that a good comparison?
No, you're on base. I would say every now and then I had to guard Peter, and what Peter really brought to the table was physicality, and he knew how to position himself really well around the basket, so taller guys would guard him, but he would still finish over them. And I feel like Jake can do the same thing. Jake is a very big body, and he knows how to use his weight, and he's very, very similar to Peter in that respect. And so I do see a lot of similarities there, and I feel like he has definitely improved his finishing around the rim, and I do feel like he's very similar to Peter Lynch in that regard.
I would agree as far as, the inside game goes. He doesn't have as good moves yet as Peter. Peter had some of the best footwork and best finishing ability, especially for someone of his size, because he had short arms and he wasn't that tall. But I mean, he just dominated last year, and that was all footwork and skill. But Jake is strong like that, where he can move bodies inside, but he also has Peter Lynch had a unknown shooting ability that you would see flashes of pretty rarely, but Jake also has that ability, but he's more confident and he will take the shots, whereas Pete was more comfortable inside. I think Jake has the ability to do both confidently, and I think that'll definitely show.
I think you have to just stress how good Pete was last year. I mean, only being here for a year and seeing him play for a year, I could say that he was just such a clutch player to have on your team. Being able to just kind of like go down the court and find him inside and know that you're going to get 14 points a game about, just off of that was something that we really relied heavily upon, and it would be amazing if we could get that out of Jerry at some point. But I definitely agree with Daley on Jerry's confidence. I mean, even yesterday, or the day before yesterday, he hit a game-winning 3 in one of our pickup games. And if he's open on the perimeter, it's something that he's willing to do. So I would say that the difference is definitely what Daley just described. And I hope that Jerry can develop into something that the post player that Pete was.
Henry, your brother plays D1 basketball. I think your dad played basketball too. Can you talk a little bit about growing up in a basketball family and especially having a similar age brother who's had such a successful career?
Yeah, I would definitely say my brother's just my best friend, and growing up with him was difficult at times, just because if we ever played against each other in one-on-one when we were little, we would always end up fighting each other, stuff like that. But he's just become just such a good player. He's really come into his own. I think the past year or so, he's really just improved a lot, and his work ethic has changed a lot too. And he's now, just as of like a month ago, he got a full scholarship there at Temple. So he's being just kind of looking at what he's been able to do. It's really just really inspiring for me, and it really means a lot to me. And, my dad played at American University for Ed Tapscott and Fran Dunphy, who's now the coach at Temple. And Ed Tapscott's with the Wizards. And my dad played against Patrick Ewing, David Robinson, and he got elbowed in the face by Patrick Ewing. Actually, it's a great story. But yeah, my dad. Yeah. All right. Well, so he was. So American was playing Georgetown, and my dad he's about 6'6", and just kind of like lanky, and obviously Patrick Ewing is what 6'10", 7 feet tall, and so my dad was definitely being really just being real cheeky and whatever. And Patrick Ewing's posting him up, and my dad's like trying to get under him. Patrick Ewing catches the ball with his back to my dad and just swings his elbow right in my dad's face, and my dad got knocked to the floor. And it was actually really funny because not about 5 years ago, we were at a Knicks Magic game, and one of the guys that we were with had a locker room pass, so we're standing in the locker room, and my dad, and Patrick Ewing is there because he's working with the Magic. My dad went up to Patrick Ewing and said, "Hey, do you remember elbowing some white guy at American in '84?" And Patrick Ewing looks at him. He comes over straight to me. He shoves his elbow right in front of my face. And he goes, "Your dad ran into that elbow." And I'm sitting there like, oh my God. I mean, Patrick Ewing's a big guy, but when you see him in person, it's you can't even explain it. But yeah. Anyway, my dad just always taught my brother and I pretty much everything we know about work ethic and all that. And yeah, I'm just thankful that my brother's the man too. So that was really cool growing up with him.
Final question. What will your impact, the four of you, what kind of impact will you guys have on the team this year? What's a successful season from your class collectively this year?
I mean, right now, the four of us haven't done anything yet, so we're just trying to prove ourselves and get out on the floor. And, you know, we're so close, and I just want the successful season for us right now. Obviously want to win every game, and I just want to see like all four of us out there, and I think that would be really cool.
I would have to echo what Daley said.
we have to prove ourselves, and I think we're going to take this season as the time to do it. And I feel like we rank up pretty well with other people in NESCAC, especially at our respective positions. And so I'm really looking forward to the opportunity. And I'm just really looking forward to getting on the court. And November 1st couldn't come any sooner. It's the first start of practice. And I don't know, I want to hear what Henry has to say.
It's definitely cool being part of a program where a successful season is one where you really could win every game in the NESCAC. I think last year was an incredible season. It was definitely to be a part of it was really awesome, and guys definitely wanted to do more than what we ended up doing, but it was just what we were able to accomplish was really amazing. And so, yeah, I definitely would like to be back there again, and obviously more. And I'd love to see us out on the court more. I think the fact that Jake Wolfen and Pete and Nolan are now, that's, 40 minutes a game for 3 of them, 120 minutes. There's some math for you. So yeah, hopefully we can step in there. And yeah, I'm really excited. Like Connor said, November 1st couldn't come any sooner. So yeah.
Yeah, we feel the same way. So, but thank you guys very much for joining us. That's Matt Daley, Connor Huff, and Henry Pendergast joining the show for the first time. We'll take a short musical break here at WRMC 91.1. You're listening to Panther Nation Radio. Stay tuned.